Jim Gordon here for SmallCapPower. We're at the VRIC conference here in Vancouver for 2019. I am joined by Keith Barron. He is the CEO of Aurania Resources. It's good to have you with us, Keith.
Good to be here.
Great to have you. Let's start, as we've been doing with everybody, with an overview of the company for those that may not be familiar.
Okay, Aurania, our flagship project is in Ecuador, southeast Ecuador. It's not my first time in Ecuador. I've been working down there on and off for the last 20 years. My last company down there was Aurania, which I started in 2001 and was sold in 2008 for 1.2 billion. So I'm back again.
Yeah,
I'm only 100 kilometers north of there, really essentially in the same mineral belt, and trying to do it all again.
You know, I was telling you before we went on camera, talking about your flagship asset, this Lost City project. And you say cheekily on your website about it, it sounds very Indiana Jones-ish, but the fact is you have very experienced people on the ground in that location in Ecuador who have had great success in that location, and that's always a good thing.
Absolutely. Well, the history actually goes back a long way. I first heard about this in 1998. And just through real serendipity, it turns out when we narrowed the sites down from more than 500 historical documents, they turned out to be 100 kilometers north of where we made the discovery back in 2006.
Right.
Could have been anywhere else in Ecuador.
Sure.
It just turned out to be there. So we're working in the same mineral belt. When there had been a moratorium in place for 8 years, nobody could get any ground. In that time, we did all of our homework, decided we wanted this piece of ground, and I selected 208,000 hectares, massive piece of ground. It's more than 500,000 acres, and we have been in a very technologically sound manner, using all the techniques that gave us the discovery before, using that approach to find gold and copper.
Keith, having spent a lot of years in that part of the world, I mean, patience is of course a virtue in any business. You obviously have to have more of that when you're moving into a country where you maybe got to get the lay of the land, so to speak, get a sense of the government, how you said it was a moratorium for 8 years. Is it a patience game where you can't let it exasperate you because you want to get into that region, you've had success there, but talk a little bit about what the procedures and the steps going through when you're working in a country like Ecuador.
Yeah, you know, it's not the first world. It's South America, so you've got, first of all, you've got the language to deal with. Where we are, there's not a lot of infrastructure. It's mostly virgin jungle. Right. So there's a lot of things to consider, but you know, it's nothing that we haven't done before, and I'm quite accustomed to it. I've spent most of my 35-year career working in South America. So it's no big thing. No big thing. But you know, even in Canada here, we have our challenges. So yeah, you kind of roll with the punches, and it takes a little bit of know-how to negotiate the waters, so to speak, but we're able to do it.
Well, before we wrap up, we are early here at the conference in 2019. Can you talk a little bit about what you guys have moving forward for the rest of this year? We got 11 months left. Talk about 2019.
Yeah, well, we haven't found the lost cities yet, but that led us into the real estate. Now we have 8 gold silver targets. We have 8 copper porphyry targets. We found some high-grade sedimentary hosted copper, and we're finding replacement of limestone silver, high-grade silver. So this is, it's an incredible, it's almost like an embarrassment of riches on this project. We've only explored 35%, yet we've got all these targets. 35%, and we're just about to drill the first one.
Well, where can people find out more about your company? The website?
The website, www.aurania.com, A-U-R-A-N-I-A. And my contact information is there, and if anybody wants to float me an email, I'll be happy to answer any questions they have.
Keith, a pleasure talking to you, and I wish you Indiana Jones-like experiences down there, even though you know what you're doing down there. It's Keith Barron, CEO of Aurania Resources, and we thank you for joining us. Best of luck in 2019.
Thanks.